Thanks for watching. I'm Cole Nobby with your latest headlines for Saturday, November 22nd. A Farmersburg deputy town marshal has negotiated a pretrial diversion that could potentially drop his domestic battery charge. Cole Pickett was taken into custody in August after a video of an alleged domestic situation was sent to police. According to court documents, Pickett allegedly grabbed his girlfriend by the neck after an altercation in their driveway. Farmersburg Police Chief Cody Strain says Pickett is on administrative leave without pay pending the results of the trial. A trial was scheduled for January 6th, but during a pretrial hearing on Friday, it was canceled. During Friday's hearing, Pickett negotiated a pretrial diversion. It would drop Pickett's charges in 12 months if he completes the deferment program successfully, according to Strain. Republican members of the Indiana State Senate continue to be the subject of swatting incidents. This follows the state Senate's recent decision to reconvene next year, going against the call of Governor Mike Braun and Republicans at the federal level on the topic of redistricting. The governor had wanted a special session in December, and authorities continue to investigate a possible motive for the swatting incidents. As of today, 7 Indiana State senators have confirmed to be the subject of swatting incidents that are currently under investigation by Indiana State Police. This includes Vigo County resident Greg Good. On Sunday night, Good was met with sheriff deputies at his home due to a false report of a domestic violence situation. ISP issued a statement on the incidents saying not only is this potentially dangerous to all involved, it is against the law. Indiana State Police Sergeant Matt Ames says these false calls take away law enforcement resources and put the people involved in unsafe situations. A beloved mural in the 12 Points district of Terre Haute is coming back again. A new Wings of Hope memorial mural is being painted on the outside of the Harmony Hall marquee in 12 Points. The original Wings of Hope mural was the first mural ever installed in the 12 Points district. However, the building that showcased the mural was demolished. The new mural will also be pink, bringing awareness to breast cancer and all the people affected by it. The Wabash Valley Jeep Junkies, Art Happens, and the 12 Points Historical District came together to hold a live painting and launch party for the new mural on Saturday. Sheila Romanelli, a member of 12 Points Revitalization, says continuing this is another step in building up the area.
It's just important because it's bringing, like I said, bringing the community together. It's awareness for everyone about breast cancer, and also the 12 Points Revitalization is just a growing community, revitalizing the area. So it's bringing people together.
The mural artist is Adam Long, who did some live on-scene painting on Saturday. He did some work on the mural as well as auctioned off some other paintings to help fund the project. Long says when it's completed, the Wings of Hope Memorial will be a symbol for the past, present, and future of Terre Haute.
The wings are going to be made of history in almost like a web type fashion of the area of Terre Haute, and it's going to bring a lot of pride in from the accomplishments, from dates, people, to buildings and other events and past history of what's going on here. We're going to bring that to life and tell stories.
Long says the process of painting the entire mural will take place over the next couple of weeks. Thousands of dollars in grants were awarded by the Vigo County Education Foundation on Friday during their Business and Bagels event at Woodrow Wilson Middle School. The foundation recognized 16 schools and announced over $34,000 in school-wide grants. These grants go toward ways to enrich the classroom experience, such as behavioral programs and musical programs. The Business and Bagels event is a chance for community members to hear what's being accomplished at the schools. Alex Allen Hodge is the foundation's board president. He says the foundation's goal is to provide additional opportunities for students.
We're coming together to recognize and honor our schools, our teachers. It's just going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of hype, because our school system, it matters, and it's a county-wide school system, and so there's a lot of kids, and kids need all the opportunities.
Booker T. Washington was one of the grant recipients. Principal Lindsay Wilhoit says the funding will be used to provide enriching field trips and experiences outside the classroom.
We do an annual spring field trip for our kids, and a lot of our kids struggle with lots of obstacles, but they don't even know what's available in their own community. And so this is an opportunity for them to go to different museums and different resources in the community.
The foundation will begin its mini grant application process in January. They'll award around $90,000 in those mini grants. And another local school, Eastside Elementary in Brazil, was awarded the Blue Ribbon Award. This is the highest honor a school can receive. The school was nominated for the National Blue Ribbon Award in February, but this award was eliminated shortly after. The inaugural Indiana Blue Ribbon Award was created in its place. Now each state selects schools to honor. The criteria was high achievement, sustained excellence, and academic growth. Eastside Elementary is a Title I school with a 78% poverty rate. They say their focus is on academic achievement and more specifically, test scores. Eastside Elementary plans on displaying a banner on the outside of their school, Loud and Proud.
I think as we look back to the time that we started on the trajectory to change the path of our school, we believe that we could do some good things around here, but never would we have dreamed that we would have a blue ribbon designation arrive on our doorstep. So we truly are a Cinderella story.
That's a wrap for your latest news headlines. Now over to Alex for a look at the weather.
Hey everybody, happy Saturday. Looking at what we are tracking for this weekend and headed into Thanksgiving week. It's going to be pretty seasonable overall. 50s, those mid to upper 50s, and some sunshine. So definitely a good time if you want to kind of transition into putting some Christmas decorations out there. We are going to see cooler evenings though there in the 30s. So things will cool off in the overnight hours and the early morning hours as well. We are looking and tracking some rain on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that's going to be right before that travel day there on Thanksgiving Day there on Thursday. We will be looking at a big cool down that comes after that rain, so around Wednesday afternoon is when we are going to see a pretty big shift in that temperature change. We can see this here on our temperature trend. By the time we get to Wednesday, in the early morning hours on Thursday, that's when we could see an increase in winds and also much kind of cooler temperatures across the Wabash Valley, but also just kind of across the Midwest. The good news is we are going to see another spike in warmer temperatures when we hit the very first part of December, but there is something to kind of note with that I'll talk about here in just a second. 48-hour temperatures, overall, again, pretty seasonable. We will see 50-degree temperatures on both Saturday and on Sunday. We can see those cool downs, those lows still there in the 30s. But overall, nothing really to complain about for the weekend. Winds in the next 48 hours, starting here on Saturday, it's going to remain pretty calm, pretty cool overall. We will see those winds kind of come out of the west, bringing in a little bit more of that drier air. You can see this then re-articulated here on our dew points for the next 48 hours. With this, the only thing that we're kind of looking at is a little bit more moisture there in those morning hours, and kind of with that, the only thing we are looking at is possibly on Sunday in the early morning hours having areas of some patchy fog. Rainfall forecast though, this is for the next 7 days. We are projected to get some nice widespread rain. Everyone's going to be impacted by the rain pretty much in Indiana on Tuesday into Wednesday. But what we're set to receive out of this is only about half an inch of rain. So our water tower forecast for this evening, brought to you by Stintz Realty Team, we're looking at 37 partly cloudy skies overall. Again, we will see those cool downs into the overnight hours. Our weekend forecast, Saturday and Sunday, you can see those nice sunny skies, 50-degree temps for both of the days. Futurecast in the next 72 hours, again, just a little bit of cloud cover on Saturday, and we could see a little bit of fog there on early Sunday morning. Again, most of that clears out. We are going to have a nice sunny day there on Sunday. As we head into Monday, again, we are set to receive that rain on Tuesday. So we have that front that has to come through before that rain there on Tuesday. So we could see a couple of scattered showers there on Monday afternoon into the evening. Looking at our 7-day outlook though, so things start to take a little bit more of a step out here. Saturday as we head throughout the day, good. Monday, you can see that nice widespread rain coming in there on Tuesday. That will clear out. We could see a couple more rain showers and things to look out for, especially on Wednesday. And I know that that's going to be a travel day for a lot of you guys. But Friday, this is the next thing that we're looking out for. You can see that there's rain, and then that pink is a rain-snow mix, and then up there northern Indiana. So if you're traveling up north for the holiday, you could be looking at possibly some snow there. So that's something that we are tracking. We know a lot of you guys travel throughout Indiana on Thursday and also on Friday. Once that clears out, then we are looking at a much larger system. We are looking at temperatures could be up in the 60s at the very first part of December. Now, what comes in behind that, the higher those temperatures you have, especially once we get into the winter months, the more of a drastic change you could see very, very quickly. So although we will be fooled by some well above average temperatures for the very start of December, I think that there's going to be a even bigger fluctuation when it comes to this system and what comes behind it. You can see that snow that's right behind a lot of that rain. So we could see by the time we get to the first weekend in December, we have that big shift. This is our 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, so this is taking us to the end of November, early parts of December. It has us right there on the cusp of that above or right at near normal to below normal temperatures. Now, our 3 to 4 week outlook is saying that we are going to be right at that below normal. So again, we could see cooler temperatures on the way. We are going to see a cool down by the time we get to Thanksgiving. Then things will warm up at the very beginning of December, and then we could see another very drastic change once that system comes through. But looking at our 7-day forecast, 50s for the next couple of days. Again, those overnight lows in the 30s. 40s there as our low for Monday into Tuesday. And then we have that front come through, really cool things off on Wednesday. And we'll be watching for the travel day on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for a lot of you folks. But overall, some nice temperatures. Get out and enjoy the weekend because we will see a nice, pretty large shift in those temperatures by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday.